Yeah, we're live.
We're
live at 5. There you go. And I'm gonna, Miles, you stable? Are you okay here?
I'm all right now. I think I'm gonna be okay.
All right, well, let me play this, and then we'll get started.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Sag Show. This is Bob.
Hey everyone, it's just Miles.
This is Miles the late. The late great Miles. There you go. So we got a bit of an audience tonight. We got Michael, we got Christopher. We got both ends of the country here with this tonight.
Good.
We got Florida and California, and then you and I are stuck in the middle. So there you go. Stuck in the middle with you.
Middle with you.
Yeah, I've been
better be in the middle than the end, right, Bob?
Yeah, I don't know. Are we talking like? Are we talking? The human centipede or something? And yeah.
Oh no, nothing sick like that. But,
not yet, anyway.
Oh yeah, no kidding. You never know. Miles is in a mood now because he had troubles. So.
Well, we don't know with the guy from California. We don't know how weird he is, but
no,
yeah.
I don't know.
I've been weird since I was a kid, so I guess I'm just born weird.
Oh, okay.
He's born.
But
this
I'm
way.
normal out here.
It's actually Lady Gaga's father. So there you go. So I was. I went on a little trip this week, which didn't go as planned. My wife and I, we had an anniversary and we wanted to go someplace, so we went away for a little bit. But on the way, she needed to make a stop for her employment, and so we went to this place. And of course, I could not. I had to be, incognito, right? So
Was it a rest area?
Well, what are you implying exactly?
That's what said rest area. That's what I'm saying.
No. So she had to make a stop, and then I basically just had to stay in the car, like a child or a dog.
Be good.
Yeah. So she's like, it'll probably be about a half an hour or so, and then we'll go on to our destination. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll just sit here and play phone games and what have you, doing all the good things that we can do here in the 21st century. And so I'm sitting there, and then my tummy started rumbling, and not the good kind of Winnie the Pooh pot of honey kind of rumbling. You know what I mean?
Oh bother!
That's right. Oh Piglet, I need some honey.
So
it was a bad.
She
kind.
put you on the leash, huh, Bob?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I was waiting out there, and it was about 15 minutes into this thing, and I'm starting to become slightly distressed. And so at that point, I'm like, where? I can't go where she's at because I can't be, I'm not allowed. So I have to go someplace else. So I'm looking around, and I'm like, there's a Dollar General, like kitty corner. But Dollar Generals don't. I mean, every Dollar General I've been in usually has a sign that says "No public bathroom." I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't frequent the Dollar General very often, but
I think they do that to wing out the homeless, Bob.
Well, it could be.
Yeah.
And I certainly would qualify at this point. And so I look around, and there's a Casey's, which of course is Miles Title's convenience store of choice. A few blocks away. And so I'm waiting. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is getting bad. I mean, my eyes are watering, and I'm doubling over a little bit. And so it gets to be a half an hour, and I'm like, all right, I got to go. I mean, there's the train's pulling into the station. This is all happening. So I hop out of the car. Now, at this point, I'm just abandoning the car. I don't have the key to the car or anything. because I'm an idiot. And so I'm abandoning the car and I start hoofing it down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So about 2 or 3 minutes into my journey, my wife comes out. So she really wasn't that far behind. Now, she is a big true crime fan.
Oh, I was going to say, when you said big, you got to be careful with the words there. I mean, this is your wife you're talking about, buddy.
She is a fan of the true crime show, the podcasts and the shows and everything. And so we had been talking about this on the way there. And she's like, oh, in her head, she's like, what if I come out and he's gone? And then she gets to the car and I'm gone. Which I'm in Miles Title territory. I never have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, man.
I mean, I do, but I not in these kind of situations like him where he's always in distress, but
I have loose bowels.
Yeah, you have some very loose bowels.
Because you're cooking.
Well, because you're blaming me from college for I cooked for you a couple times.
You made French fries in a used grocery bag.
Yes,
and my colon has never been the same since.
Oh my God.
Famous fries in a bag that I ate quite often. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was poor and I'd buy a whole thing of potatoes and then I'd slice them up and then I would fry them and I ate on that for days.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And then you're still trying to blame me for your loose bowels after.
I know.
I don't know whose bowels are worse. I'm on my 4th beer here, and I've been going to the bathroom like the last 3 or 4 times in the last hour. I hope that's okay health-wise. I'm getting up there in age, guys. I'm pushing my almost 50, so you know.
Cut back.
Hey, I'm older than all of you put together.
Christopher's like, I don't even have to go to the bathroom anymore. I got a bag.
No, I don't do that either. When that happens, I'm going to just take myself out.
You're going to pull the plug?
Oh, Christopher, you got the colostomy bag there next to you?
No, I don't have that.
Oh, okay.
All my parts work. I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
So my wife comes out and she's totally freaked out because now, of course, her mind is like ticking away all these stupid shows she's watched and things she's listened to about people disappearing, because I've literally, I mean, we could go on a trip and I probably wouldn't have to stop for anything, but this, for whatever reason, I don't know what I ate or what happened, but today was the day. So she is looking around the car. Is he laying, in the back or something, and so then
trunk?
Yeah, he's in the trunk. Let me out. So then she hops in and she's like scanning the area, and she sees, goofy me walking down the street a couple blocks away.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes firing out of the parking lot, and she's calling me, and she's like, "Are you walking down the road?" "Yes, I have to run down to Casey's. I have to get down there." So she comes up and speeds up to me and motions me to jump in the car. So now I look like I've been abducted at this point because this strange person has picked me up off the street.
I can imagine bystanders looking at you as you're getting picked up. Like I can imagine people just like, what the hell is going on?
This guy's walking, like speed walking down the road, and all of a sudden he gets pulled into a car.
You're too fat to be kidnapped.
That's right.
Too fat. On ID Network.
I think I'm too fat to be kidnapped when knocked out. Yeah, when I'm awake, I'm manageable. So anyway, she pulls me in, and then we come screaming up to the Casey's, and I, eject myself from the car, and I go in, and it's like it's on. I mean, I am. Thankfully, this is one of the cases with a fairly clean bathroom. I don't have a good record of public pooping, and I don't like a dirty bathroom.
It's the worst.
And so thankfully when I got there, it's they like had a pressure hose or something that they spray this thing down twice a day or something, because it was actually pretty clean.
Oh, you won't do a number 2 in a public restroom, Bob?
I certainly don't. No, I don't like that. That's not my forte. I would just
not
assume.
even. You won't even put like the toilet paper like over the seat, like a couple layers of it. I mean,
like the seat protector thing.
Yeah.
I don't even like that. I don't know what. It's not necessarily the seat that's the bother. I don't know. It's like the whole environment is the bother.
Like, what if you have to go? Like, you're just gonna say, "Fuck it, I'll just shit myself," or I'll just wait until I go home.
Usually, it's not that bad, you know. And you're gonna laugh, but I plan. I do a lot of planning when I travel if I need to, and so I'm always planning where I'm going to be.
I mean, you're planning out your bowel movements too. That's what it seems like.
I do, yeah. I mean, Sheldon Cooper on Big Bang Theory's got nothing on me. I've got a chart on my bowel movements. Come on, then this was unscheduled. It
wasn't on your event planner?
No, it was not on the plan for the day. I was going to just sit quietly playing, games on my phone for a half an hour, and then we would be on our way to the hotel in a little while. But it didn't plan out that way. So I violated the Casey toilet severely, and it took a while. And then when I came out, my wife's like, "Oh my gosh," because I mean, I'm also very quick. in the public restrooms. I get in and I get out. And
get in and get out, he says.
You get germs on your ass.
It's right. I don't want anything. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want panhandled. I don't want a chimichanga off of the roller or whatever.
Oh, God.
I just want to get in and get out. So, yeah, so all that. But then she didn't tell me about this whole being abducted thing until I got back out to the car. And she's like, "I thought you were abducted." I'm like, who in their right mind would abduct me of all people? Yeah. I would be. You ever heard? There's a story called "The Ransom of Red Chief," which is Miles knows this story, don't you, Miles?
Isn't this like a little kid? He's a little brat.
Yeah, he's a little brat, and they try to kidnap him for money, and then it doesn't work out because he's a little asshole. That's the situation that they would have been in if they kidnapped me. It'd be like Ransom of Red Chief. So yeah, it was just a horrible thing. Anyway, she was relieved, I suppose, that I was found. But I was relieved that Casey's bathroom, actually, they had somebody who was conscientious and cleaned it, and so it wasn't too bad. So, all's well that ends well, as they say, in that situation. But I know Miles loves it whenever I get caught out in public.
You're stealing my whole thing, man. Like pooping in public. That's my whole rap,
you established yourself as the public pooper.
I've done like 300 shows of me pooping in public on this particular podcast. You've stolen my whole rap, man.
Well, I did. I was trying to emphasize the mission and action aspect of it more, but I know that you locked on to the fact that I was using the Casey's toilet, which you think is your domain. So
everyone's be like, "Hey, who's that fat broad going into the guy's bathroom?"
That's right.
And they're like, "Oh, it's Bob."
Luckily,
see, Miles doesn't have a problem. He doesn't have a problem shitting in public. It seems. I mean, he'll put like probably a couple layers, right? I mean, hey, he's going to take.
What are you talking about?
He'd
shit in the sink, for Christ's sake. He doesn't care.
He carries the blue bags with him too.
Yeah,
just in case.
I had to go once in Michigan, and it had like the urinal and stool right next to each other, and there was no divider.
Oh.
And there was a guy like peeing, and I just like dropped trout right in front of this guy.
Wait, where the hell was this at? There was no divider? Like you just shit right in front of everybody?
It's like the army. I mean, it's like the army.
Yeah, right? I mean, it was like in front of God and everybody. I'm like, sorry, dude.
Damn.
I had diarrhea and
the Ripper.
That must have been a scary sight.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't even care at that point. I'm like, no.
I think he was supposed to. I think he was supposed to lock the door. Don't you think?
Well, I don't know. He left after that. So I don't know, man. He didn't really hang out.
You basically busted in on a guy taking a whiz when he forgot to lock the door. Hi, Brian.
Why would they build it like that? Why would you not have a divider at least or something?
Well, because it's not for two. It's not for two people who aren't,
I don't know.
Who don't know each other. That's
I
what
don't-
the guy was
I'm
probably
not even-
freaked out. There's this big Polish guy taking a giant crap.
I was just gonna say, like, this giant Polak, half Polak, just sat next to me and unleashed. Like, geez, Louise.
Hey, Miles, did you at least do a courtesy flush afterwards, or
No,
No,
No.
are you kidding me?
Oh.
Jeez Louise.
No.
You didn't lay a kielbasa in there, did you?
It was more like brownie mix.
Duncan
I
Hines.
had to reference
Like-
Polish material.
Yeah, no, kielbasa.
Yeah.
He hopes for a kielbasa.
Ah,
So
Yeah.
what's going on with you, Miles, other than your obvious public nudity and breaking bathroom etiquette? I would have probably kicked you.
yeah. Well, I don't. What are you gonna do? I'm like, I'll come back in a few minutes. Okay? No.
When it's time to go.
When it's time to relax.
it's time to relax? You see that big Polish man taking a shit in the bathroom?
I love Michigan people, man.
Bertsky.
Oh my! So what's going on with you, Miles?
I think unfortunately, I might have told you a lot of this off the air, actually,
Oh,
but I'm going to go
okay.
for it anyway. But,
Go right ahead.
so, a few weeks ago, my son's an adult, but we went to a draft party, NFL draft party, not the draft party, but
and a draft party.
a draft party that was held at Chicago at Soldier Field, right?
Yeah.
And so we got there early and into the parking garage.
Amazing.
And-
How did that happen?
I know, right? Like, me and early are not really usually in the same sentence, but we had done some sightseeing earlier. We got lost. Like, I didn't know where the hell we were at. Matter of fact, I'm like, shit, I don't. Are we in Blue Island? Are we in Alsip? I didn't know where the hell we were at. I'm like, shit, I don't. Like, I've never been to these places before. We want to see this weird stuff, and so we got there early. And I'm like, I'm tired, man. I gotta, sleep. Next thing I know, like, some dudes pull up, and it's like, their music and their drinking and all, this tailgating. Even though the sign clearly says no tailgating in here, these guys.
Well, what do you? Well, I'm sure that the sign of that other bathroom said no shitting while you're pissing or something.
So I just, after about half an hour, I gave up because I didn't want to, because, we got there like way early. So I'm like, I don't really want to stand with the line with all these nitwits, and I'm like, well, we're just going to have
I don't want to be another nitwit in the line with all these nitwits.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, I'm just like the beginning of the show, I was like, just really in a mood. I'm like, man, I'm just, God damn it. Like the rich people get to go in like an hour early, right?
Yeah.
And us poor folk, have to wait, another hour, which is bullshit. But
I'm surprised you didn't pony up.
I know. I wish. Believe me, I wish I paid the other, what it was, $20 or $40 to get in early.
Next year they'll get your money.
So I'm just surrounded by nitwits in line. Just I hate to say that of my fellow fans, but I mean, it was just so annoying. It's like I've got like these like 20-something-year-olds behind me, and if you would have like put them more like at a Star Wars convention than a football thing, it'd been more acceptable. It's like all this nerd talk behind me.
How do you figure? Oh, okay.
Yes, I was looking at fantasy football today. Oh, I wish too. Oh, I'm like, shut the fuck up, all four of you. I don't know how you two guys played by these two ugly girls, but man, you guys just please.
What do you got?
I cannot take
fantasy football.
They wouldn't shut up. This girl. Oh, that one player gets me wet. Oh, I was like, oh my God, I cannot take it. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you got a whole hour to kill. You got to listen to these nitwits, right?
So it was two guys with their girlfriends or wives or something?
Two very ugly girlfriends. Yeah, it was a dog fest. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Miles, it sounds like they're jizzing over fucking fantasy football over there, buddy.
Yeah, they were way, way too involved in it. I'm like, okay.
God, man.
Well, maybe they had a good team. I don't know. Do you ever play
I got on my computer today, nothing fantasy football. And like,
don't even know a thing about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're lucky. You're better off. I don't even do that shit. I could give a shit, right? So in the meantime, like a few people up, like this family of three decide we will skip out a line and we will attempt to make a triangle and throw a football to each other. Right?
Okay. Oh, in the line?
Outside the line. They were like in an open space. I've never seen three people struggle to throw and catch a football I'm like, what the hell? I mean,
fucking got talent over there, Miles.
Oh my God. Like, I thought at first the mom kind of sucked. I'm like, oh man, she sucks. She can't throw or catch. But then the kid couldn't catch.
Well, practice.
The dad was dropping passes. I'm like, what the fuck? This is like
Was it a flat football? Maybe it was just
it was like a real football, but they had no hope of catching this football. I mean, if their lives depended on it, they'd all be dead. They'd be like, oh, right?
They should play pickleball instead.
Okay.
Yeah, right? No coordination, They're like, and then there's a mascot called Staley the bear.
Yeah, Staley Bear, yeah.
Staley Bear, and this character comes out and he's promoting something, and these people the whole crowd is now jizzing in their jeans. Oh, Staley! Oh. And like people are just like crowding, like leaving line to get next to this thing. I'm like, oh my God, gee, this is embarrassing.
Gotta get their picture with the bear.
Oh my God, you would have thought, I don't know, Harry Styles or something had walk up into a group of girls or something. I'm like, what the hell?
God.
Did you get your picture with Staley the bear?
A long time ago, but that's not the point. That's not the point. That's not the point.
Did he remember you, Miles? Is this the same bear that remembered small little Miles when he took the picture with him?
It wasn't small Miles. It was big Miles. I can guarantee you.
Oh, it was big Miles. Okay.
He's like, hey, didn't we meet in Michigan in that bathroom with the no divider?
Oh, man.
When I was taking a piss and you were taking a shit.
Exactly. That's what he's...
I don't think he read very well either.
He's like, the people ask me, does a bear shit in the woods? No, he does.
Yeah.
They don't use toilet paper either.
Oh, my God.
Miles, I don't even want to know where you shit at before. Like, I mean, it's got to be like weird random places, right? Bathrooms, rest stops. God, I could probably do shit in a subway station somewhere in New York City if you had to, but...
I had a friend once, we were golfing, and he goes, I got to take a shit. And he ran into the woods to shit. He goes, is there anything out there I can wipe with?
He didn't think this through.
And I said, well, all there is this nasty ball rag. He goes, yeah, bring it here. I'm like, you're going to wipe yourself with the ball rag? He goes, yeah, and he did. He used the ball rag, actually, to...
Oh my God!
Did you pull it off the ball washer? Did you like yank it?
Yeah, off the ball? I pulled. Yeah, I did it, and like, here you go, dude. And
dude, his asshole must have been bleeding afterwards. Oh my God!
I didn't look.
He didn't look.
Yeah.
Considering all the gay sex they had on the 9th hole, it didn't really matter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but I was the bottom. So.
Sorry, Christopher. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I've heard way worse than this.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've never met you before, and I'm saying terrible things.
I was going to ask you, Christopher, is this what goes down on the bingo halls when you go out there on Sundays, or what?
I avoid bingo at all times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the minute I go in, if I go into a bingo game or something in the senior community here, they start telling me all their ailments. That's
right. Oh, that's what this guy does.
So that's how I stay healthy and stay away from senior people.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So how did this end, Miles? How did your?
I'm going to give you the exciting conclusion. Okay. The exciting. Not only. Okay, dogs, don't get worried up now. Okay. So not only did I get to kick a field goal, by the way, at Soldier Field, which I made, by the way, so all you can suck it. But
I saw the video, so yeah.
And you could get autographs, right?
Barely,
I thought,
I saw the video. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And which is fine. And people always bitch about old guys always cut in front of little kids, and that's really bullshit. And because they do. No, they do. But this time the tables turn. I've got these little brats cutting in front of me.
Yeah.
Like they're like slipping under my belly, to get to these people. Like little,
I couldn't even see them.
I know. I'm like, what the
where did this kid come from? It's like magic show right here.
I know. Like this kid shows up wearing a helmet. Now, who the hell wears a helmet to this thing? I don't know, but he just shows up. And I thought that was weird.
You didn't, to be honest.
No, come on. I have a little bit more style than that. Come on.
Because you're running to get it signed, and you're like, hey, can you sign this helmet?
So yeah, I'm like, hey, I got lupus, man. Could anyone sign this, please?
Oh my god,
I got lupus. You're terrible.
I just thought it was terrible. These little brats cut in front of me. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be elbowing you little punks out of the way.
Yeah.
Well,
you probably have done it in the past, so
I was gonna say, Miles, you got to be the better sport in all this, don't you, man? I mean, you got the little kids go ahead in front of you, and then you can, you could be second. It's okay for Miles, the legendary Miles of Static Radio, to be second, right?
No, because all these. No, this is why. Because like some of these kids have like cute moms, so like they'll just completely cut the line. Like, excuse me, cute mom coming through with a little cute kid. Excuse us.
And you fall for it every time.
Yeah. No. Those kids don't deserve anything.
What?
Yeah, I marveled at. I mean, I could hardly see the video. You really need to send me a version of it that's actually, larger than a thumbnail. But he did. He actually kicked the football. But I couldn't tell how far back you were, though. What?
Oh, I was like 60 yards out at least. 60.
No, there's no way you kicked it 60.
Hey, Miles, what type of camera were you using? Were you using a cell phone camera? Was it like a GoPro or like what the hell?
No, it was my son's camera, but I sent it to him in a text.
Yeah, it was in a text. He sent me his
which is probably the wrong format to use.
The reason why I asked is because, Bob was like, I couldn't really tell because it was a thumbnail. I thought you were using maybe like a cheap cell phone or something,
No, it was just, he texted it to me, and it was like so tiny. And if we made it bigger, it just all got grainy. It was terrible looking. Yeah, it was one of those Barbie cell phones, I think.
Barbie cell phone.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, what happened? Miles jumped off for a minute there.
We scared him away.
There he is. You're muted again, Miles. Something happened to you.
He had to hit the public restroom.
Yeah, he probably his poor wife. He's probably in there taking a deuce while she's trying to take a bath.
Probably get the hell out of here, Miles. I'm trying to take a shit, for God's sakes.
You dumped off, Miles. You're gonna have to jump back on. But I'm going to. So we won't hear about his great feat of kicking a field goal at Soldier Field. But we got to do a sound. We got to do a sound bite, Bob. Till next time, Miles gets the. Till next time, we'll hear about this old boy who used to
cliffhanger.
Yeah. Who's visited every public restroom up and down the Mississippi. But Christopher, you have a story for us at all? You want to tell us a story?
Well, I recently found out, this maybe a couple of years ago, I found out that I have a very distant relative on my Russian side of the family. And my parents were always calling me the black sheep of my family until I found out that I'm distantly related to Rasputin.
What?
Yeah. On somewhere on my grandmother's side of the family, there was some kind of relationship or whatever. And we found all this stuff out. And then and then there was a picture of me. I got teased when I was a teenager. People said I looked like Frank Zappa because I had long hair. Mm-hmm. And then they said I looked like Rasputin. But at that time, I didn't know I was somewhat related. And I found pictures of me and him together with, different photos side by side. We almost looked like brothers.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
so now I know why my life is a mess.
Oh my
so
God.
apparently you can't be killed.
I won't die easily.
I was gonna say.
Easily, so it's great.
You can't be poisoned. You can't be shot. You can't. What do they finally do? Run over him with a truck or something?
I think they pushed him in the river and he drowned.
Oh, he drowned. Okay. Well,
shot.
you probably better stay away from the ocean.
But supposedly he was really into drugs and alcohol. So
oh yeah,
I was into that as a kid too. So we had a lot in common.
Loose women, Rasputin.
Unfortunately, I did not have a huge penis like he did.
Oh well,
I lost out on that.
Apparently, over generations, those things happen.
Yeah,
you got some bad. Didn't get the hybridized. You got bad breeding in there.
Yeah.
Oh well. Michael, you got anything?
Well, I don't know if I could top off of Christopher's Ancestry.com story, but
you should just have that as your screen name, Rasputin. That'd be good.
Yeah. I don't know. The story that I've had, actually this past week, my daughter decided to print out some notation, for my podcast that I do during the week. And she's like, Dad, I'm going to help you out. I said, okay. And then I kind of pause a little bit. I'm like, And you ever watch those old shows where like the person's voice is talking to them inside their head and everything?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea. Well, what if it is a good idea? That's what I was hearing, kind of like voices in my head there for a minute. And I'm like, oh shit. She wants to print out something for her father to help him out. I don't think that's a good idea, because the last time she tried helping me out, it turned out to be a complete disaster.
Well, that's great.
So she comes back about an hour later after she said that, and she's like, "Here, Dad, I printed out the production notes for your guests coming up this week." I'm like, "Well, that's normally Shakey's job, but thank you very much." She gives me the notation, and I'm looking at it. And it's the notation for the guest that I had on with this Monkey Colt Coffee Company, the CEO that I was interviewing. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I can't fucking see these words. They're so small. The words were like shit, like this small. I know it's hard to see on camera, but I was like literally this small. And I'm like,
how do you read that?
Kiddo, you could have zoomed up the font a little bit. How do you do that? You're not printing out notation for Dad ever again. I said, you're making your father look like a jackass on his podcast.
Oh, poor
oh
kid.
my God, that was it. She's retired from printing out production notes, Bob. That's it. She's done.
Yeah, you gotta give her another chance at it, don't you think?
I'm gonna have to, right?
Over the community college about fonts and things.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
There you go. There you have it, folks. Until next time.